Thank you, Mayor. And happy Australia Day, everyone. This is the book, and I'm sure it's the world's first book about the Coober Pedy blower. Titled The Coober Pedy Blower, it tells about the machine that revolutionized opal mining. The man who built the first blower, the machine that inspired the name, is Mario Pagnon. Mario came to Australia in 1960 from Italy and Switzerland, where he worked as a mechanic. He mined opal in Andamuka, and then about 1967, 1968, Ettore Costa said, why not come to Coober Pedy? And so he did. Please welcome Mario Pagnon. Now, is it on or off? Okay, good. Okay. Mario, please tell us about when you came to Coober Pedy and how you got the idea.
I came with a truck, with a tunneling machine, and I didn't know where Coober Pedy was. When I was in Pimba, I knew I have to turn left anyway. So I come up here. It was Ettore Costa. He convinced me in Melbourne to come up to Coober Pedy. So he was working in 7 Mile. So I parked the truck, the combat truck, in 7 Mile. When I got up in the morning, I looked at pick up a piece of sandstone. And I said, this dirt can be sucked up because it's light, it's chalky, it's not abrasive. So I decided, because we park in 10 Mile Farm, put a tunneling machine in. So I went back to Melbourne, and I didn't have any money, all the money gone. So my father-in-law gave me $500. So I built the first blower, and I said, hopper, no hopper, I said, I put a hard-facing blade, Kaiser Hartnett, and make everything fine, it's chalky ground. And so anyway, to make the story short, I put the first blower in the 10 Mile Farm. Anyway, I make a lot of dust, and one bloke was walking the other side of the fence, no car, nothing, barefoot. And he comes in slowly, and I said, yes, can I have a look? I said, yes. So I took the measurement, I stopped the blower. A friend of my partner downstairs, he said, what are you doing? I'm taking some measurement to this gentleman to build the blower. So I said, but don't you, I said, you put a hopper there, I said, because, in your case, you make a big lamp and everything, you put a hopper there. And his name was Murray. I don't know. Anyway, Sid comes around, the mine inspector. He said, you can't work anywhere else with this, it's too much dust. Olympic started, Olympic field. So I said, well, I sold everything. I went back to Melbourne. I built a different tunneling machine. And I said, I'm going to make it with one with no dust. So when I come up here in 70, 71, everybody had to blow with the dust around me. I was the only one with no dust anyway. And that's it. Let's go on. And always invent machinery. I'm still building now on the big excavators, chopper, build drills. I've done a lot of different things. Everywhere I go, I'm supposed to be an engineer mechanic, but my brother said to me, go and work in a garage. So, but it's in my head. Everything I see, I design everything. Thank you to see me. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Mario. Mario will be sitting over here and signing books, available to sign books if you'd like to buy one of these. But next we have my favorite story from the book from Edward Radica.
The number one rule in public speaking is never give someone like me a microphone. At any rate, look, Sue was harassing me for ages to add something, write something for her book. Got to the stage where when I saw her coming I tried to dodge her, but she was always too quick for me. But it's just a few months under 50 years since I first came to Coober Pedy, When we came here, certainly the town was a little bit different to now. Many of the miners were still just using pick and shovel and hand windlass to pull the buckets of dirt out of the shafts. Most of a lot of the digging was quite shallow, so that you could throw the dirt out of the shaft just with a shovel. And most of the miners were still using a brace and bit to drill the holes into the wall to put the shots in. And actually with the brace and bit, surprising how quickly you could whack a plug into the wall. But it's a way of life that rapidly passed away, replaced by new technology. And the blower for its day was a revolutionary idea and changed the way we mine. And even now we can see mining changing as new ideas come in, new methods come in, new ways of doing things. And I find Sue a real inspiration in that she has got out there and started recording some of this stuff. And the sad thing about that old way of life is so much of it has disappeared and not been recorded. So I think Sue is a tremendous inspiration in someone who gets up and does something about it. And my little addition to her book, I don't claim to have any special reason for doing it. And many of you will have better anecdotes, I'm sure. Actually, no one's been here that doesn't have an anecdote about a blower or something to do with shifting dirt. But my claim to fame is I actually got down and added pen to paper and gave Sue something to print. So for the rest of you out there, get going before it's too late. I actually, my original article was 32 pages long, but Sue mercilessly cut it down to just 3 lines.
Oh, it's a page and a half.
But at least she's got some material to put into the volume 2. Now the story itself, I think Sue wanted me to share was, and look, all of you have got great anecdotes about mining, so I think it'd be great if some of you could get out there and start recording it for posterity. But the story, the one that I could remember off the top of my head was that we just started in 1977, we just started mining out at 17 Mile on, I won't mention any names, but someone's claim. And we took the blower out from town, out to the field and set it up. Luckily there was an old dump, we backed it up to the old dump that was already there. Spent the day dropping the pipes down the shaft and hooking it all up, getting ready to go. And then the moment of truth arrived when we finally kicked the blower over and got it going. And I was downstairs shoveling dirt, and my brother jumped into the front of the truck and started rolling up sausages for our first set of shots. And as he was rolling the sausages up, he started to get this floating sensation, which when you're sitting in a truck is a bit of a scary feeling. And he looked up and he realised that the sky was slowly moving downwards. And he didn't know what was happening, but he decided it was about time to get out. So he opened up the door and jumped out of the blower. And as he did, what had happened is we'd forgotten to put the stand down behind the blower. My partner who owned the blower had forgotten about the stand. So as the hopper was filling up with dirt, it was slowly balancing the front of the truck, or the back of the truck was getting heavier and lifting the front up. And of course when my brother jumped out of the truck, that was just enough weight to make the blower go right back. I was lucky there was a bit of a dump there. It didn't go all the way back. And of course when the blower tipped up in the air, it broke the pipes, and the fuel ran out of the diesel motor, so the motor cut out. So when the motor stopped, it lost its vacuum and the hopper emptied out, so the blower came crashing back to the ground. And lucky for my brother, it sort of turned around as it came down, and it only just missed him. As he jumped out the blower, the truck had lifted right off the ground and he'd fallen about 10 feet down to the ground. And he nearly got clobbered by the front wheels of the blower as it came down again. But luckily enough, it was a good climb. And we had the adventures that pursued more than truly paid for the excitement.
Thank you, Edward. And he actually left out the beginning of the book, the beginning of the story, which is how he started that old truck, which is exciting. So you'll have to buy the book to read the whole story. And it's not a coloring book. It's a book of photos and stories. There is a coloring book for $5 as well, but this is the actual book launch book. And I hope you will come and buy it for $15. You can get it signed by me and Mario and Edward, if you like, for a real souvenir of Australia Day. And thank you. Would you give Edward and Mario another round of applause? Thanks.